Greetings to each one of you from Allahabad province. I am Sister Shweta CJ, the Provincial Superior of the Allahabad province.
I am Sister Jane Chennakudi CJ with a commitment to Mary Ward's charism.
I am Sister Sumita CJ, an animator of a community at Allahabad. Here we are going to share with you the issues that are most alive for us in our province right now. Declining of vocations and increasing number of aged sisters. One of the burning issues that the province faces today is the decline of religious vocations and increasing number of aging members. We experience a dearth of personnel for various ministries. The present demand is for the services of competent, young, vibrant members to reach out to the needy. We lack such committed and competent religious and people with vision and leadership who have a fire within for Jesus and his people. Those who enter religious houses are mostly from economically and socially backward sections of the society. They have very little understanding of religious life, but have high ambition. It takes years of formation, education, and accompaniment to make them self-confident, competent, and skilled to respond to the needs of the times. Many drop out as they see better scope to fulfill their ambitions in the world or due to lack of insight into the wealth of a life lived for God and his people. The present scenario presents a serious hurdle to vocation promotion. There is suspicion among politicians that Christians are engaging in religious conversion, and anti-Christian mob watch out for any occasion for attacking Christians. So it is difficult to recruit or to transport girls to formation houses. The recent incident at Jhansi railway station is an example of this. Aging and death are not in our control, but when we age, which is inevitable, we must remind ourselves that we retire from our profession, not from our mission. This conviction alone can make us active and energetic and will be an asset to the congregation.
The second concern is the union process of CJ and IBVM. At the initial stage, the majority in the province was apprehensive. Our differences in culture, lifestyle, and the documents like the complementary norms, including the name of the congregation, raised a big question mark. PC 2019 voted not in favor of the amalgamation, but for a better collaboration, networking, and sharing of resources. After PRSC, the province went through a process of reflection on the study materials and directions from the general leadership team. Many had a transformative experience while watching the video presentation of Mary Wright. In community conversations, each successive step brought in progressive enlightenment concerning the union process. Yet, apprehensions of a considerable number about the future structure and its outcome persisted. It is a concern to balance apostolic effectiveness with the care of the members. The ambassador's report on the efforts made in connecting members of the two branches and the joint letters from the two general leadership teams is a proof of their determined, consistent efforts to move towards a more substantial union. But we are not yet clear about the proportionate involvement of the members of the two branches in this process. Our areas of consolation: we are fulfilling God's dream and Mary Ward's desire that her institute be one. Together, we can do more in addressing issues like the beatification of Mary Ward and JPIC. Our daily union prayer from the card is a consoling experience. It makes us feel good that we are moving in the right direction as a single Mary Ward family with one mission for the greater glory of God.
I am here to address the third issue about the challenges to reshape our ministries in the post-COVID world. COVID-19 showed us that the global pandemic is not just a health crisis, but also an economic crisis, an education crisis, an inequality crisis, and much more. In this changing scenario, everything has become digital, which demands digital updating by our members for greater effectiveness in our mission. At the same time, by the classrooms going remote or shifting online, a large number of students lacking basic internet connection or computers are put at an unfair disadvantage, especially for those in outreach and Hindi medium schools. Our pastoral ministry also suffered as we could not reach out to people because of the restrictions imposed on by the government. Social work and outreach programs remained at a standstill. Most people, especially the poor, as well as the lower and middle income groups, experienced untold suffering because of the financial crisis. Daily laborers and migrant workers lost their livelihood, while small-time vendors and merchants lost their business because of lockdown. Uncertainty about the future, lockdown, and social distancing lessen the effectiveness of face-to-face impact in our ministries. The trauma of losing a dear one suddenly, financial insecurity caused by the pandemic took a toll on people's mental health. As a province, we need to continue to seek new ways of reaching out to the people in this situation.
Now we look at the realities in the world. Our first concern is the integrity of creation. As inheritors of Mary Ward's charism, to listen and respond to the cry of the earth, to realize God's dream for the world. Look at our Mother Earth. From pollution and climate change to consumerism and impoverishment of people, our very life support system has been damaged. If we pollute air, water, soil that give us life and destroy biodiversity that allow other systems to function, no amount of money can save us. The wave of the pandemic will persist. Acid rain, greenhouse gases, polluted air, contaminated water cross borders that have not created them. Temperature is rising. It is really burning. Lack of water, carbon footprints, massive deforestation, widespread famine, waste and a throwaway culture, decline in the quality of life leading to breakdown in society, global inequality are realities that are not in God's dream for the world. Modern anthropocentrism and the globalization of the technocratic paradigm to gain power and profit without any concern for its negative impact on human life are human roots of ecological crisis. The mystery of the universe is unfathomable. We are all connected, interrelated, and interdependent. There is a fundamental relationship of a person with God, others, and creation. Each creature in the harmony of creation has a message. We need a profound change in our lifestyle, a new ecological approach, a new way of relationship with Mother Earth, with a view to greater fraternity and joy-filled communion with God and nature. May our contemplation of Jesus, listening to him with heart and mind, inspire us to rethink how we live on this earth in a more life-giving and integrated manner, and praise the God of creation together with the whole creation.
Here I present before you the second issue, the importance of working with the youth in the 21st century. Working with the youth means meeting them where they are, being with them, and listening to them. I have come across the young adults asking questions such as, who am I? What is my life's purpose? Who am I to others? And how can I contribute to the society? There is a deep hunger in them, a hunger for love, for truth, for meaning, and for purpose. The youth of today are faced with enormous challenges such as reduced opportunities for employment, increased political violence, discrimination that comes in many forms, negative impact on technology, erosion of societal and family values, and the gradual deterioration of the environment. The pandemic is also inflicting multiple shocks on young people. It is not only destroying their job opportunities and employment prospects, but also disrupting their education and training, which has a serious impact on their mental well-being. A good number of young people are subjected to stress, anxiety, and depression. We are called to accompany our youth at this crossroads of their life. Let us accompany them as graced companions.
I now speak about the third issue, challenges faced while living in the midst of diversity. India is a land of varied religions, languages, and cultures. For centuries, people of this country have lived in peace and harmony with each other. But in the last few decades, this harmony and peace have been disrupted with the rise of a new type of nationalism. The rising trend of Hindutva has created mutual suspicion, distrust, hatred, and even violence. Hence, life in the midst of this polluted atmosphere has posed a lot of challenges to the minority communities, especially to the consecrated religious. First of all, it is ignorance that brings about suspicion and hatred among people. Ignorance of the faith, religious practices, traditions, and customs of other religions leads to fear, which in turn may lead to hatred and violence. The multicultural, multi-religious, and multilinguistic feature make India a rich, fascinating country. Unfortunately, instead of valuing this rich cultural heritage, many of us cling to our own culture or region we belong to and tend to look down on the others. Another area we need to be sensitive is the use of language. Refraining from speaking in one's own mother tongue in public, especially where people of different languages live together or work together or coexist, is not only a sign of love and respect, it is the very sign of a cultured society. When inflamed with genuine love for God and a fire with zeal to spread His message, all these differences will vanish. May God fill us with such love and zeal for His kingdom. Thank you.